Hello, my friends. Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. And the intro video just kept playing, but I just got a message on my screen that says OBS quits working or something. But I guess we're working. I don't know. And it just went away before I could read it. I'm not a fast reader, so I don't know what it said. Something about OBS quit working or quit doing something. OBS is the name of the software, which is something about open broadcasting system or something like that. I don't know what that stands for. Regardless, I think we're still live. I just saw a comment scroll up. Did you ever hear it's not easy being me? Well, it pretty much applies to every aspect. Anyway, it's Monday, February 9th. I hope you're all doing well after the big Super Bowl weekend, which I took no part in whatsoever. Not that I wouldn't have. I probably would have watched it if it had been available on one of my channels that I subscribed to, but none of them carried it, so I couldn't find a way to watch it. So I just gave up and said, forget it. I mean, you can always do those freebie, use the channel for a day or two things, but I don't like to do that. So I just did without. I'm not a huge football fan anyway, so it's not like it really hurt me that much. Did you see that old Itchy Boots is having a good time over in China? I mean, everything seems to be going well. She's headed back out of the desert, it looks like. I don't know. The food thing there still is what freaks me out the most, I think. That's where I think I'd have my biggest trouble. And it's been a while since I've given you an update on the water wheel. And poor old water wheel, he's not doing so well. Take a look at this. My friends, the poor water wheel suffered another casualty with all the different frost and freezing and stuff. Looks like 2 more buckets have busted off. That sucks. So I'll have to, get that fixed. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. Yeah, I didn't expect that to be the problem. I used stainless steel bolts because I knew that corrosion and all that would be a problem, but yeah, it just is what it is. We'll have to fix it and go on from there. I don't have anything else to do. I was actually really busy today already. You'll see it you'll see one of the videos of what I did today, and the other thing, I may put the video out later today. And what that involves is the video we're going to show you here in a little bit is about installing the purple martin houses on the pole and stuff. I think you might find that unique on how I did that. And the other video is I put new rear tires on the Bobcat today, and I think I may just go ahead and put that out as a separate video. So all of that was this morning. While we're talking about the Polaris Ranger there, I installed the new primary clutch on the Ranger. I guess I did that on Saturday, and that made a difference. I was surprised. I didn't think I'd even notice any difference at all. I got the new clutch in, and I inspected it because apparently some of the new clutches are real cheap made, and they don't have the roller. There's like a roller bearing or whatever you want to call it down in the bottom of the shaft. Anyway, that has to roll. Some of them are solid. Well, this one rolled, and everything seemed really good, really well made on this clutch that I bought. So I went ahead and installed it. And sure enough, I noticed a difference right away. It's really nice. It just seems to make the machine perform much better. So I'm real happy I did that. And as I said, I installed both rear tires on there this morning. And I'll probably put that video out later today, or at least I'll try to. But right now, here's a little video on how I dealt with installing the Martin houses. I think you might enjoy this. Did a little work off camera. I've got these extra perches on here, so I have to hang, of course, the gourds yet, but I've got more work to do on those. You can see I've got them all on there, so there's 6 more, so that'll be 6 more gourds hanging. I'm going to put another 6 down here. By the way, I've also got the hinges on, and I also put the little latch on over here. Now this latch doesn't need a lock. I just use this angled deal here to slide in there to lock it. As long as it won't go all the way through, it's locked. And the further down it goes, the tighter it gets, of course. So that works really good as a lock for this purpose. So now I've got to get these lower perches on. They go in between these items right here. And so I guess that's what I'll do right now. I'll get started doing that. Well, I did all the rest of the work off camera. I moved it back here to dry. I did give it a little coat of paint on most of it, try to make it look a little less rusty. But now we have 24 houses on there. That's a lot of houses. It's crazy, really, when you think about it. How many houses there are on there. How them birds keep it straight on which house is which is beyond me, but they seem to be able to do that. I hope these new ones I put on will work. I bet they won't go in them as quick as they go in the other ones. But, you know, maybe they will. I know they used them the first couple of years I had them up, they used these. But then, like I said, the hawks got into it and messed everything up. And it took me over 10 years to get them back. The birds wouldn't come back and wouldn't come back. So I finally got these gourds and with the long extensions, and the birds came back. So I'm hoping these aren't as long of an extension, but they're long enough, I think, and the openings are the different shape. These used to have the round openings on it, and the hawks could stick their head through. I don't think they can stick through these as easily, but then again, you never know. We'll find out. I'll give it a day for that paint to dry, and then I'll go hang it on the pole. I'll keep it real low so that the sparrows and starlings don't get excited about building in it. But I'll keep it low and keep it on the pole, and that way the first day I hear a martin out there or see a martin, I can just raise it up and it'll be good to go. In addition, I got my new tires for the back of my Ranger, and you can see they have a ton of tread on them. These have pretty much no tread left on them, but they're still holding air and they're still working. So I'm going to run them around another week or two. You never know. This one's leaking a little bit every once in a while. And, you know, what's the point in wearing out the brand new ones when those are getting me around and I'm not having any problems getting stuck? Everybody gets hung up on stuff like that, mostly because of looks. I could care less. There's my granddaughter, Kaylee. Well, anyway, there you go. That's my idea. I've got them here and ready to go as soon as I need them, but I don't plan to put them on until those other ones are giving me trouble. I'm breaking new ground here. I've never tried to hang one of these like this before, especially not with this many houses on it. Yeah. So here's the cable. Unfortunately, that's all the cable I got. The hook back there is where it's got to hook up to. I may have to find, I don't know. It just would be easy if it would be easy, and I don't see this ever being easy. Somehow or another, I got to open this up, and when I pull this out and open this up, I have a feeling all heck's going to break loose. I don't know.
I guess I'll set this down and you can watch the fireworks.
Afraid it's gonna just go crazy here and slide over here. Oh, I never thought about that. I can't open it up wide enough because the houses hit each other. I didn't think about that. Oh no. Doggone it. Ah. I took 2 houses off and that might make it open up. I don't know for sure if that'll do it. Yeah, I think that'll do it. And then I got to get closer. And it would be nice if I could get it higher, but I don't know if I can get it any higher. Yeah, if I just had one more person, this would be a piece of cake.
Okay, well, that wasn't horrible. Wasn't the easiest thing I ever did, but it wasn't terrible. Still haven't got it quite on there yet. I'm assuming it'll go back on there. It came off there. So the only thing I didn't think about is that by cutting it, slicing it off that pole like I did, it might have made it smaller diameter. I hope it still fits around here. Yeah, I think it's going to, but it's just going to fight me though until it's just going to fight me as much as it possibly can though. I got it. All right, so that's locked on there. It can't go nowhere. I think we're done, actually. Okay, we're done. I just got to put on the 2 houses. I'm not going to film that part. I'll just put them back on and then we'll crank it up and see how well it works. Well, I just cranked it up and down. I thought I had the camera on. Obviously, I didn't. So anyway, I did crank it up and crank it down. It works pretty good. I'm a little concerned about my cable. This cable's getting pretty old. It's been out here for a long time. It doesn't show any fray marks or anything, but it is kind of rusty looking. But I think I'll use it this year and then probably try to replace it for next year. But I'm going to keep this down low like this until the martins arrive. That'll discourage the other birds from getting in here a little bit. But to be honest with you, the sparrows will still get in this, even down this low. You can't hardly keep the sparrows away.
Yep, those sparrows are definitely a nuisance. They truly are. You will not believe how voracious they are at building. You can go every day, you can go in and clean their nest out, and they'll come right back and build it again the next day. It's annoying as, yeah, it's really hard to explain how annoying it is. Anyway, let's see. The other thing I've got for you is I did a little bit of Bobcat work, a couple of different kinds of work. So I got a film of that here, so take a look.
Well, that didn't take very long. That was 4 really large pieces, and that's enough to last, you know, 3 or 4 days at least. It would last most people a month, probably. And I've got some loose stuff up there still, around there, so there's still some more up there too. But that's all I'm going to do for right now. And I'm going to get this hauled over to the furnace. There you go, 2 big buckets full. That's way more than it looks like. That would be enough to fill up the back of most pickups. Full 8-foot bed pickup would probably hold it. A 6-foot bed pickup would be really full. We're back, about halfway back on the property. In fact, we're just about exactly halfway back. So it's a half mile that way and a half a mile that way. This is where the old house used to be, and I don't know exactly where it used to be. There's an old rock wall along there. I've checked up there. There doesn't seem to be anything built up there. There's very few signals up there, hardly any at all. Tons of signals down here, tons of them. So I kind of think maybe the house was sitting down in here, or maybe even more so right about here. And the reason I think it was sitting about right here, for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's a gate right there. Number two, there's the springs are out in that field. It would be inconvenient to go get water right about here. I have also found an 1892 Canadian large cent right about in here. I found an 1885 Indian head penny right about in there. This mound that's here was put here in the 40s. They dozed these houses out that were back here and just smeared them around. And I have a feeling there'll be more coins in this area right here, or there could be. I'm not saying there will be. I'm just saying that there's a potential to have another coin or two in this area. And in addition, we don't really need this mound here. It would make it convenient to be able to go right through here, get out into the field, you know, just clean the whole area up. And that's what I'm planning to do. I'm gonna smear this around, knock down these trees that are in the area here. I'll knock down at least this one, that one, this big stump thing, these two here, these two here. I'll knock those down to start with. I don't think I'm gonna knock down this big walnut here. And those two, well, one of them's a walnut for sure. The one on the far side I think's a walnut. The one on this side I think might be something else. Not sure what it is. But regardless, these little ones are walnut. But we have walnuts going everywhere. There's those three there are walnuts. These up in here are walnuts. Those are back in there, there are a lot of walnuts. So I'm not worried about losing, you know, a couple of walnut trees. If I cut anything down, it'll go to firewood, so it's not like anything is going to waste. But anyway, it'll just make it nicer to get rid of this mound. And the motivation is for me to metal detect it. That's my motivation, but really it's just going to be an improvement of the ground. So here we go. Hopefully you can see what's happened here. I knocked down, surprisingly, those little tiny trees, those little skinny ones were the hardest ones to get out. They were flexible and they had deep tap roots and they were tough. The two bigger trees, I was able to get high enough upon them to get leverage and push them over. They weren't easy, but they weren't real difficult. If you were gonna dig those out with an excavator, you'd spent 30 minutes at least per tree. It took me maybe 5 minutes per tree with that, just by pushing them out. And believe it or not, you end up with very little dirt still attached. When you do it that way, you can see here there's more roots than dirt. There is dirt there, don't get me wrong, but not very much. And on this walnut, there is almost no dirt at all. It's just roots. But you'll see on the internet where everybody has to use an excavator and dig them out and dig them out and dig them out. It takes forever. And they end up with a great big root wad. And then their dirt is stuck to that and they don't have a way to get the dirt out of it. But for me, it just works great to do it with the Bobcat. I really think the Bobcat is underrated. You know, a big skid steer like this is underrated. Now there's another one, another flexible tree here is pretty difficult to push out, but it'll come out. I'll just dig around it a little bit. What I'm doing right now is just doing a light leveling. I'm not really trying to get to the final grade. I'm spreading the dirt out. I don't want to get it too thick. I want to spread it out, and then I'm going to metal detect all this and see if I find anything. My guess is I'll find some artifacts. We definitely have found artifacts all through here, and I'm talking everything from keys to locks to, you know, all kinds of things. Just broken bits of metal. Some of them have fancy decorations on them, you know, things like that. Haven't found anything overly great, but just the fact that, you know, this was all mounded up here and all the contents of their living space was just pushed into these places. I'm pretty sure we'll find quite a bit. So anyway, it won't hurt nothing to try, and it only takes a few minutes to do it. And I've got the equipment, so I say, why not?
Why not? I did find that very nice ring real close to there, as you know. Of course, I don't think it was related to the house. I think this was lost later. But that's the ring I found. It's not going to focus on it, of course. But it's a, well, there it is. It started to focus. It's, I don't know, it would be, if that was a real diamond, it'd be really worth a lot of money. But just the setting itself, the jeweler said, being 18 karat gold, it would probably cost you at least $1,000 to have that made if you wanted to have that made today. So it's pretty nice. And you never know what else you might find there. You know, a house probably sat there, and more than likely it wasn't much of a house. More than likely it had cracks in the floors and stuff fell through the floors, you know, like coins and different things. And then they got smeared around there. And that's what I'm looking for, is just to see if I can find any other old coins. For sure, they're going to be old. I mean, like I said, the two I found there so far, 1885 was the oldest and 1892 was the other. So I would suggest there'll be another coin or two around in that area, and I'd like to find it if I could find it. Just a hobby. That's all it is. I'm not expecting to get rich off of it. Let's see. Here's a little photo of some of the finds that I did find, and it wasn't much. Just looking in that area there, on that the top is, you know, I turned them over on the bottom photo. I just turned everything upside down. But on the top photo there to the left, that is some large piece of brass. It's a heavy piece of brass. I don't know what it is. Just junk, I guess. The thing to the right of that is, it's kind of silver colored, but I don't think it's silver at all. I think it's more like a nickel plated something. I kind of thought it maybe came off of a saddle, but I don't know what that is. I couldn't really make it out. The next thing there, that tube that's standing up vertically, it's the duller color. I think my best guess on that is a shotgun cleaning tool. It's at the end of, it's just the end of the rod where that burled section is there at the end. I haven't cleaned it out enough to be able to see if there's any threads in there where you would thread in something, like a little implement, just some little end that would, hold a rag to clean a shotgun or something like that. I mean, that's just what it looks like. It's about the right size. That next thing there is a spoon handle. When that first popped out of the ground, it was bright, shiny silver like that, and I thought it was pure silver. Well, it's not. It's just silver plated, but it's probably a spoon handle or fork handle or something. And then the next thing there is some kind of a buckle from, I don't know, it's probably off of a halter or something like that. And then that thing that looks like a rock, that's a piece of lead that the white patina on it tells me it's pretty old. I would say it's possible. I was hoping that it was going to be another Civil War bullet, but I can't really see any kind of design or markings on it at all to tell. It's pretty crushed. So whatever it hit pretty hard. So anyway, that's and then I found just tons more stuff. You find all kinds of shotgun shells. Like here's a piece of glass that it's got a seam going through it right here. I kind of think this probably laid like this. I first thought this was a soda bottle because I've seen old soda bottles like this, but the glass I think is well, I don't know. It still could possibly be one. I don't think it's big enough around diameter-wise to be a soda bottle. I thought maybe it was something from a oil lamp or something like that, but I really don't know. You just find all kinds of stuff, just tons and tons of stuff there, but nothing real, really neat or anything, unfortunately. Every once in a while you do, though. Every once in a while you'll find something pretty cool. David Tharp was the first one in today there. He says, howdy, everybody. Somebody keeps sending me celery. I think I'm being stalked. Man, you got to watch them stalkers. That could be very dangerous. Wayne Blitz, good afternoon, Jerry and friends. Hope all is well with everyone. Keep it safe. Warmer today. Yeah, it's up in the 60s out there today. It's really feeling like spring now. Like I said, when March gets here, we're pretty much through it. You could still get a snow, but it's unlikely, and it wouldn't last very long usually. And there's Dottie, says, hello, everyone. Bill Webb says, good afternoon. And Dottie's praying for us, and thank you very much. Appreciate it. Bill Webb says, 72 degrees here today. What a crazy weekend after the ice and snow just a week ago. Yeah. And Joe Cool says, wishing you a day that brings the kind of beauty and joy you bring to others. Well, thank you. And then Dottie's praying for us some more, and appreciate that all. Let's see, Dottie, what kind of halftime show was that? Bad Bunny, are you kidding me? Well, I don't even know what Bad Bunny is, so you're not kidding me at all, because I don't have a clue. No, I didn't watch it. There was some little thing that popped up on one of my YouTube feeds that said these are the halftime, or these are the leaked commercials for the Super Bowl. And I started watching a few of them, and these are stupid. I mean, I didn't see anything that made any sense or that I cared about at all. I didn't even think they were funny, the ones that I saw. Now, whether or not they really were the ones for the Super Bowl, I don't know. But they just seemed really dumb to me. So I didn't even get through all the commercials. I just turned it off. Ronald Todd, hello, Jerry, and everyone from West Banks in New Jersey. And let's see. Bill Rhodes says, good afternoon. Rod Wentler says, Big Berkeley, howdy to all. Kim Z from Arizona. C. Wilscheck. And let's see, he says, 18th consecutive day below freezing. Well, we could probably count that ourselves. Honestly, even last night it was below freezing. It got down to like 27 or 28. If you just count it just on every day that hit below freezing, it didn't stay below freezing all day, though we did have about 5 or 6 days in a row where I don't think it ever got above freezing. That's why the pond froze. But anyway, it's back to reasonable temperatures now, but it's still falling below freezing at night, almost every night. Paul Lanier says, hi all, beautiful day for us, deep south barnacle scrapers. Okay. Ronald Todd says, warming up today, and finally the wind stopped blowing. David Thorpe says, I found out what my problem is. In my left brain, there ain't nothing right, and there's nothing left in my right brain. Hey, that's a problem. You need to get that checked out. Kim Z, we can see and hear you. Yeah, well, I got messages all through this. I mean, like, even while those videos were playing, it would pop up and say, OBS, is... I don't know, it says something like logged off, and then it says OBS log back on or something. It's like something like that. I don't know if that was the exact wording, but it kept doing that. I'm going like, what is up with this thing today? I don't know if it affected you all from out on your end or not. And I'm assuming you're still there. And then let's see, moving on down. Bill Webb says, don't feel bad. The Patriots didn't show up either. Talking about me not showing up for the Super Bowl, yeah. Well, I probably would have watched it if there was some easy way to get it without hacking it. Paul Lanier, thanks for your... talking to Dottie there. Let's see, Gino Hitch. Hi, Jerry and friends. Still have a bad head cold, 34 degrees here in Monroe, Ohio. Well, get over that head cold. I hate head colds. I mean, of all the things that happened to me, does drive me crazy. I mean, like when I get a sinus infection or something like that, I just soon have the flu, throw up and get it over with, you know. Those head colds, for me, they last forever. I don't get rid of them quickly. That's why I've been taking so many preventative measures. I'm taking, you know, the zinc and different things like that. And I'm also taking, the allergy stuff. The doctor told me to stay on the allergy stuff. Don't get off of it ever again. And honestly, it seems to be working. I'm not getting those colds like I used to. Man, those things would last for months. I mean, like I'd have them 3 or 4 months and cannot get rid of it. So so far it's working. Let's see. Looking for the question marks mostly. David Tharp says, if you cross a porcupine with a sloth, what would you get? A slow poke. Excuse me. See, Willscheck says, hi, Jerry. How is the ply rating on those 4x4 tires? Well, they're rated at 6 ply. That's what it says, 6 ply rating. Are they really 6 ply? No, I'm sure they're not. You'd have to cut them open to see exactly what they really are, but I would say the sidewall might be 2 ply, if that. 1.5 ply or something. 1 ply probably. And the actual tread ply, I would say, is probably about a 4 ply. But they're rated at 6, so that counts for something. It just sucks. They should just have to say what they really are and just be done with it. No, they get to lie to you, and you get to pay for it. Joe Everett says, oh, by the way, I meant to put the link in this thing today, but I just saw another video about what Microsoft is doing to you, and honestly, it was perfect. It was it said everything I wanted to say, but it said it where you can understand it. You know, there's been like I said, I was always up until Windows 11, I was Microsoft's biggest fan. You know, I really was. I just thought Microsoft was great. But man, since that guy took over from Bill Gates, it's steadily been going downhill, and I've been noticing it for a long time. But after Windows 11 hit, I just ain't got it no more. I'm not having it anymore, and I really suggest that you all think about switching also for a lot of reasons, not just one or two. And I'll get that link. I meant to put it in here today. I'll try to remember as soon as we're done here to go ahead and update this video and include the link, and I would recommend you watch it. I really would. I think you should watch it. You'll learn something about what's going on with Microsoft. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty at all. And they're hurting themselves big time. Lots of people are revolting, and they're leaving. And I'm one of them. Anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about if you see that video. And I'll try to remember to put that out there. It's not there right now, but when we're done, I'll try to go back in and add that link to this video. Let's see. Then Joe Everett says, I quit trying Martins. They would stay a while and leave because of the hawks. Yeah, like I said, I had that problem. I had them for 2 or 3 years in a row, and then the hawks and owls just ate them up. I mean, literally ate them up. And then they wouldn't come back. I couldn't get them back for like 10 years. And it took me 10 years to get them back. And anyway, I solved the problem, or at least I believe I solved the problem, by getting those extended gourds. When you get the extended gourds, the hawks and owls can't reach back in there and get the babies. With the round holes and no extension, they could reach their head in and grab the babies and pull them out. And anyway, that's not happening now. So, I've had them for several years in a row now since I got those gourds, and have had no further trouble. Oh, let's see. Of course, those gourds are expensive. You're going to pay for them. I mean, I forget what they cost. I think they're at least $12 a piece now. And it might be more than that. Bill Rhodes, Jerry, that's a nice red shirt you got on there. Well, you must be colorblind because this is not red. This is plaid. It's plaid color. By the way, speaking about color blindness, over the weekend I learned you saw her briefly in that video where she drove by in the car. My granddaughter came in. I learned that she's got blue eyes. I didn't know. I thought she had brown eyes. I didn't know what color eyes she had. But anyway, they were talking about her blue eyes this week. I said, "Blue eyes? You got blue eyes?" It's not easy being me. Someday you'll believe me. Paul Lanier says, Jerry, the horses in the background stopped grazing when you rattled the birdhouses. Then one got the others to look at you, wrestling with it, and they were grinning at you. You know what? They also, as soon as I started up the mini skid steer right after that and was leaving, they all come running. They thought they were going to get fed. That's what it was. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything else. Trust me. Joe Everett put tape over the gourd entrances and the martins till this. Yeah, that's a good idea. It really is. What I have been doing in the past was I was filling the entrances with plastic bags, but the birds would pull those dang plastic bags out. I didn't think about tape. I might try the tape. I have a feeling the tape will peel off in the sun too, but it might work. I don't know. I might give that a shot. Because like I said, I was stuffing it before, and it worked mostly, but every once in a while they just pull the stuffing right out of there and build a nest in there. Let's see. Titova says, hi, Jerry. What are the benefits to have purple martins other than controlling the insects population for 2 or 3 months? Be well from South Carolina. Well, first of all, it's more than 2 or 3 months. They get here around March 1st. Mine do now. I mean, when they were first coming, they weren't coming that early, but they're coming that early now. So I'm expecting to see them March 1st. And they generally stay till sometime in August. So there's about 5 months there roughly. And so, they do eat a lot of insects, that's for sure. There's no benefit other than I enjoy them. I like to hear them. They make a lot of racket. You probably don't want them if you're in close, contact with your other neighbors, unless those neighbors would appreciate hearing them, because they make a lot of racket. They're a very noisy bird. But anyway, I just enjoy them. That's all. And like I said, my mom, I kind of do it out of a tribute to my mom. She always wanted them and never could get them. David Tharp, I know a lady who writes songs about sewing machines. She's a singer-songwriter, or so it seems. You are messed up, bud. Richard Herbranson, checking in from Southern California. Hope everyone is having a nice day. Yeah. And then B.H. Ringer says a number of other YouTubers are experiencing drops with OBS. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Keep in mind, I never used OBS. I think there was some confusion with the name years ago and they changed it. But there was an OBS, when I first started, there was OBS and then there was Streamlabs OBS. Well, I went with Streamlabs. It seemed tiny bit more user-friendly than just plain OBS. But then they changed the name to Streamlabs Desktop, I think. Well, anyway, I stayed on that Streamlabs Desktop, which you can hardly tell the difference just by looking at them. There's very little difference. The software is designed the same. It looks about the same. Everything looks about, but the OBS functions somewhat different. And the fact that I switched to OBS at the same time I switched to Linux, I don't know why I'm having these issues. I don't know if it's a Linux thing or if it's an OBS thing, or I just don't know. When you switch more than one thing at a time, you can't really tell where the problem came from, So all I know is that I'm having issues, but so far it's working pretty good, really. And I do like Linux. I really do. I think it's good. You know, I'm not having all the crud that used to have with Windows. I mean, I got to the point where it's driving me crazy. And, you know, I'm somewhere between a user and a coder. I would call myself pretty much a power user. I get into it pretty deep. And I like it a lot better now that I'm off of Windows 11. I really do. And I think you will too. And you will appreciate the fact that your PC becomes your PC again. I'll put that video out there. Be sure to watch it. I really think you need to watch it. I really do. It'll save you money too. It can save you a lot of money, in fact. Ronald Todd, the Super Bowl was on NBC major network. Yeah, I know that. But you got to have that network to be able to watch it. Rod Wintler, Jerry, did you upgrade to the new version of Linux? Mint. Yes, it is upgraded to the new version. Tatova, and who plays on the music background of your splitting firewood? If it's you, then it's an excellent performance. If it's not me, yeah, it was me and my band at the time. It's not the same folks that we have in the band now. Leon didn't play on that one either. Leon played on some of my CDs, but not on that one. Let's see. Bill Mumbo says, make some wedges to block the entrances. Yeah, I don't know how you do that exactly. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could, but I think they just fall out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Install doors on the birdhouse entrances. Well, doors would be a little tough, but the tape thing's not too bad of an idea. I might try that. Like I said, I was just stuffing, just those cheap little plastic bags you get from Walmart in there, and that was working pretty good, but either the wind and or the birds would pull them out eventually. Do those martins fly, or do the March first? Let's see. I think that's it as far as I can see here. So I guess, guys, I'm going to let that be it. I appreciate y'all being here. I will try. First thing, I'm going to put that video link in the description. It's not there now, but I'll, give me about 15 minutes and that link will be out there. Probably won't even take that long, probably 5 minutes, but just so you know. But watch that video. I think you'll understand where I'm coming from with the Windows thing. It's not pretty anymore. It's not user-friendly anymore. In fact, they don't really give a rip about you. All they care about is corporate America and charging big bucks for everything. And spying on you, too. And they do a lot of spying on you. That's it. We'll see you tomorrow with something else.